Guys, it's me. I'm Genesis. I'm here with another video. Exciting news. I am currently in Cuenca, Ecuador, and I'm gonna get my nose done. I've been wanting to get it done for some time, but I will make another video going into details prior to my surgery day, which is happening in 2 days. So it's January 25th. We left New York City last night at 11:20. We being my mom and I, so very grateful that she's here with me. She's gonna be with me until from the beginning to the very end, so I'm so grateful. But I want to show you guys the place that we're staying at. We actually have to go meet the anesthesiologist in just a couple of minutes. I'm just waiting for him to message me back, and then I have to get some tests done at 5 p.m. It is currently 3 o'clock, and it's Wednesday. The surgery is happening on Friday, so I'm going to show you the apartment. We're staying at Hotel Los Balcones, in the Centro Histórico of Cuenca. So I'm going to show you the apartment. It's really nice. It's cute. So we have the door, we have a kitchen, living room. I love that we have all these appliances. We have a toaster, we have a blender, sorry, I almost said in Spanish, a microwave, a little fridge, the bathroom, and then this is the room. Ta-da! My mom and I are gonna be sleeping on one bed, guys. One bed. Don't need to watch that. So yeah, this is the room, the apartment. That's the outside. More to come. So the next morning, we decided to have the hotel breakfast, which was complimentary from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then, of course, we decided to explore Cuenca, guys. Oh my God, such a beautiful city. And I highly recommend you guys go check it out because, so beautiful. The architecture and everything, but most of all, the food, which is delicious. Here we are at El Mercado de Agosto, where the lunch was $2.25 for a good amount of food as well. But more walking around prior to any appointments that we had later that day, because the truth is I was not going to be walking around much due to the surgery. Okay, I hope this is a good angle, and if it's not, well, I gotta work with it. So I'm Genesis, and I'm gonna finally get my nose done. Finally. I've been wanting to do this since I was in high school. I'm gonna definitely add photos, or I'll try to make a video of how I look from the front, which you guys are seeing from the side, and yeah, I'll take also pictures, of course. But I'm currently in Cuenca, Ecuador, where I'm going to be having my surgery done by Dr. Christian Cordero, and I have been messaging their secretary for about 2.5 years now. So I was supposed to get my surgery in May of 2023, which is this year, but it is currently January 2023. So I also cannot breathe from the left side of my nose, but also I am self-conscious about my profile. I love my nose from the front sometimes, but I am definitely very self-conscious about it from the side. So I want to show you guys what I look like up close. So this is the front. I do love this part of my nose, but you can see that this part has a small raise. It's definitely more noticeable when I am on my side. So when I turn to my right side, this is my left profile, and then this is my right profile. So yeah, I just want to make a quick intro. It's already midnight over here, and I have to be up at 5 in the morning because I have to be at the hospital at 11 a.m. because I'm going to be the afternoon patient, which means that the procedure is going to start sometime around 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Of course, I'll go more into detail, but this is more of the before. I want to show you guys what I'm going to be wearing to the hospital. The surgery is today. It's Friday, January 27th. I have a horrible pimple that, with my luck, it wants to come on the worst day ever. Actually, wait. It just decided to pop up out of nowhere. But I'm going to be wearing this zip-up hoodie, sweater, tank top, no bra, sweatpants, and my Crocs with Bad Bunny things on it because I love him. But I took off all my jewelry. I took off all my earrings. I'm already clean. I have no lotion on or anything like that because he said don't put anything on. So we're about to head to the we're gonna head to the hospital, and I'm not gonna bring my camera, but I will have my phone on hand. Hey guys, it is currently, what time is it? 2:30? Almost 3 o'clock, and I have a pimple. I'm supposed to be in surgery already. I have my IV in, but yeah, it's still taking some time. Just wanted to show you guys what the room looks like. Pretty simple. There was somebody over there before, but now we're just by ourselves right now. My mom is over there eating. Di hola, mom. And yeah, we're just waiting. I have not eaten anything since 6 in the morning. I only had toast and tea, so I'm very hungry. But, you know, I'm okay. That's what matters. I'm just very nervous, but here we are. All right, let's just get right to it. All right, hi guys, it's me, Genesis. It's been 2 weeks since my surgery. I got the rhinoplasty done. Part of it was because I couldn't breathe, and also part of it because I was a bit self-conscious of my little bump that I had. I flew in from New York on the 24th. I arrived here to Cuenca, Ecuador on the 25th. I basically have to get a tomography, echocardiogram test, a PCR test for COVID. I had to get a blood test. So these are all like the requirements I had to do prior. So I did that on the 25th. Then on the 26th, I met with the anesthesiologist. So we met at the Clínica Latina here in Cuenca, but the surgery wasn't going to be there. They told me that the surgery would be at the hospital Monte Sinai. So the anesthesiologist checked me out. He did the EKG, told me everything was normal. He made it clear that he may not be there the day of the surgery since they're a team. There's other people that also do take part of the surgery who do see what is going on, so it's not just like him himself. Later that day, of course, I met with Dr. Cristian Cordero, who is the plastic surgeon who would be working on me. Now, he didn't see me till almost 9 p.m., which almost 9:30 actually, which kind of like had me a bit worried because the day of the surgery was going to be the day after, so the 27th. But he checked me out. He looked at the images from the tomography. He checked the blood work, said everything was good. He told me that he wouldn't really be making it so pointy, but I feel like it kind of looks pointy. Again, I don't know. I haven't seen the results yet. That's not until this Saturday coming up. We actually met up at the hospital Monte Sinai, and he met me outside of the surgery room. So basically we weren't in a private room doing this consult, which I was a bit taken aback from. Like, I was like, what is going on? Like, I wish we were in a room. The 27th came. He told me that I would be the afternoon patient going into the procedure, of course. I went in to the hospital at 11 in the morning. I had a breakfast, small breakfast around 6 a.m., which only consisted of tea and like 3 toasts, bread toast. I went at 11 a.m. We were waiting for about 5 hours, and then the time finally came where it was already like 3, almost 4 p.m. Actually, I think it was 4 p.m. that the surgery started. So that's when I said bye to my mom. I was nervous, but it was happening. And then I remember they laid me down. I told them that I didn't want something super pointy. I just wanted to look natural, but the more I see it, I feel like it looks pointy, so I'm kind of like a bit nervous about it. But I remember going to sleep and then just waking up like that. But I remember waking up, the nurse was there. They're like, oh, how are you doing? I looked at the clock. It was like 10:30 at night.
So the surgery has been going on for 6 hours. I remember being really cold, and I also remember them transferring me to the bedroom where my mom was waiting for me. When I woke up, I didn't feel much pain. I definitely felt more pain on the back of my head, because when I was laying down, I remember there was like a donut-shaped head thing. So I'm guessing from the 6 hours of surgery, my head definitely was in a lot of pain when I woke up. So that's one thing I mostly was complaining about when I woke up. I remember also breathing shortly after I woke up from anesthesia, but then it clogged up like that. Laying down flat was a big no-no for me because I felt like I was choking. So I told them to please have me at an incline. I remember being there. I was in so much pain on the back of my head. I had a lot of pain on the back of my head. And then I started to breathe from my mouth. I had a bandage here to kind of grab the blood that was coming out from my nose. And they kept giving me pain injections from time to time. So I spent the night at the hospital. And then I didn't leave until the next day, so the 28th, around 12 o'clock, midday. I definitely was very groggy. I didn't throw up, but I did feel nauseous shortly after. They also brought me breakfast, but I wasn't really hungry. And let me just say, guys, I had a very hard time eating. Oh my God, breathing, eating, sleeping, it was awful. The next 3-4 days after the surgery was very annoying because I was like, oh my gosh, I was eating and like breathing at the same time. It was just very uncomfortable. I wouldn't say I was in so much pain in my nose or anything like that, but the back of my head, that's the only pain I really had during those days. I was very swollen here. I looked like a chipmunk. I had bruised eyes. And then after 5 days, so February 1st, I went back and I saw the doctor. The only thing is that it wasn't Dr. Cordero that saw me, it was Dr. Patti that saw me, one of his assistants. So it would have been nice if he saw me, but she checked me out, said everything was good, and then said, we'll see you 10 days from now. So this Saturday will be the day that I see Dr. Cordero at 10 a.m. at Clinica Latina. I'm very nervous because like the more I see myself, I feel like it doesn't look straight. And I know people have said, oh, you have to wait for the swelling to go down. And I'm honestly very nervous because I will show you guys what I look like now up close. I'm overthinking. I'm starting to think that it doesn't look like what I thought it would look. Again, he didn't show me any pictures during the consult, so there's that. Now, I will give my opinions on everything so far. I did do my research. Ideally, I wanted to go to this doctor who's in Beverly Hills, Dr. Richard Zumulin, but he was really expensive. So I started to look at other alternatives. I saw Dr. Cordero and I really liked his stuff, though some of the noses he did look pointy, and I was like, that's not what I want. He told me when he saw me that he would go according to the symmetry of my face. When I see the side, I'm like, ugh, but let's try to go in it with good energy because I'm definitely nervous. But overall, I feel like my time here has been good with my mom. It's just with the doctor, he's a bit disorganized because I don't even know who I was really talking to on WhatsApp. That's how I managed to keep in touch with the doctor's secretary. But it's been very messy. Like I said, I met one anesthesiologist, but then the day of the surgery was somebody else. And then when it was time to meet with Dr. Cordero the night before the surgery, I was sitting outside in the waiting room of the hospital. It wasn't in an exam room. He didn't take photos of me and compare it to what the result may look like. He just took photos of me of like the before, but I never really saw a after. So I kind of really was like a bit like, oh my gosh, like what am I doing? But I went in just hoping for the best. Now that it's been almost 2 weeks, I am finally breathing a little bit more than before. Sleeping is still a bit uncomfortable. As gross as this is going to sound, I can finally feel boogers forming up in there. I just cannot go in with my fingers or blow my nose or things like that. While I was recovering, things that I couldn't eat even up until now are like cheeses, milk, fried food, anything that has to do with pork, spicy food, greasy food. Though I have been eating a little bit of those foods, but not really, as we're getting closer to the 2-week mark. Of course, little by little, but I've been mostly eating soups, rice, chicken. I have like a week's worth of medication, antibiotics, pain meds, omeprazole, and vitamin C, of course. Another thing they told me is to stay away from the sun. So like I said, recently I've started to walk out around the city, and when I do, I like bring a scarf with me to cover my face as well as a cap, because it is really sunny around here. As you can see, I have stitches still in place. The cast is still there. I still have the bandage here, like pretty much the cast. And it's so frustrating because I cannot wash my face, and I feel like my face is so oily, so I've been wiping it down, but even then I feel like it's still not enough. This is my right side, so right here. This is my left side, and then this is the front. When I was looking back at the videos of myself, because I was trying to find the right angle, I realized that my nose looks a little crooked, so I'm kind of self-conscious about it right now. But I'll definitely keep you guys up to date with how that consult goes. So February 11th is Saturday. He's supposed to take my stitches off as well as the cast, but we have to see what he says. I don't know what he's gonna say. And then I fly back to New York the next couple of days after that, and I do go back to work on the 17th, so I'm hoping everything goes well. Now, in regards to cost, so the surgery was $3,500. Originally, it was supposed to be $3,100. When I first reached out to the secretary of Dr. Cordero, we started texting back in January of 2021. And that's when she told me that your surgery is going to be scheduled for May of 2023, so 2 years later. And I was like, oh my goodness gracious. Towards the end of December 2022, I had received a message, and the secretary was telling me how there was an opening for December 25th or 26th or something like that, and I was like, that's too soon because of my job and things. So then she was like, okay, I'll let you know when, because apparently in May of 2023 he had to go to this like convention, so he wouldn't be able to see me that day. So then she told me January 27, 2023. So of course in December I started like going like, sure, yes, I'm gonna take it, let's do it. And that's when we made the arrangements. While we were having these conversations, she did tell me that the price of the surgery would go up to $3,500 instead of the $3,100, due to them going to a bigger hospital for the procedures, because he really does see a lot of patients. I think he performs 2 surgeries every day. There's a morning surgery and an afternoon surgery, and they do tend to take a very long time because every patient, you know, has their own issues going on. I had a deviated septum that I remember many doctors telling me that, oh, it's not so serious. But then when I did the tomography and I saw how deviated it was, I was like, whoa, this is pretty intense. I'm excited to know that I'll be able to breathe better. I couldn't really breathe from my left side, but I am nervous because I feel like it is a little turned. So yeah, I do also think like my face is small. I have a weird looking face, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll keep you guys in the loop of how it's gonna look afterwards. So nervous. Hi! Oh my goodness, can you guys believe it's been 20 days since my surgery? Today is February 16, it's Thursday, and I wanted to show you guys what I look like. It's been 20 days, and I saw the doctor on Saturday. That was the 11th, if I am correct. And he took the cast off that day. I mean, it's still bandaged, but we will see it together now, how it looks like without it, but I have to bandage it, of course. So I'm gonna show you the things I'm gonna be using. As you guys can see, I am very oily. All right, guys, so one thing to take note of that the doctor did tell me is I'm supposed to switch the bandages out every 5 days. I could wash my face, of course, just me being me. I gotta be careful to not wet this area, even though it's okay if some water does touch it. But I do tend to like clean around here. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm gonna use to switch out the bandage and what I've been using to kind of clean inside my nostrils. So I've been using this Marimer nasal hygiene spray. He says I should be doing this at least 2 to 3 times a day. I have my little scissors here, and then this is the tape I'm gonna be using. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna start by washing my hands first. When I speak, I do still feel like the top of my top lip is like I feel like I sound like that. Okay. I'm using a cotton swab and just like going under to kind of like raise it all. Oh gosh, this is so disgusting. So see, this is what I'm doing. I'm going under. All right. But guys, this is my nose. But this is what it looks like. This is my right side. It's still very like raised, as you can see. This is the front, and this is me turning to my right, meaning my left side. And I really do see it. It's so different. It's so freaking crazy to me. But you see right here, there's like little dents from the bandages. I feel like some of these parts are like making little dents, and I'm kind of worried about that, but I mean, the doctor says I have to do this. Running over it with some warm water just to clean any excess. I'm just patting it gently. So now I'm going to be moving on to the bandage portion of the nose. First, we're going to work our way from the top down to the bottom. That's tape number 1. We're now moving on to the second one. And you're going to overlap it. So that's 1, and then we're going to move down to the second one. We're overlapping it. About 50-50, so cover it 50%. Perfect. Perfect. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. All right, guys. So this is the final result of me rebandaging my nose. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rinse my nose out. This is gonna be the second time I'm doing it today, and then I do it again before bed. I actually really like it because it already has the nozzle that you just spray into your nose. So I'm gonna use this, and I use a couple of cotton swabs. Okay, so I don't shake it or anything, but I put this right in here like so. I wet my Q-tips a little bit. So much. As you guys may have noticed, when I took the bandages off, that my nose does look raised, which, like I said, I don't really love. But I did ask the doctor, and he said it's completely normal with the swelling. And I've seen a lot of other YouTube videos where people have said the same thing as like they're concerned with that as well. From here on out, it's just gonna be bandage changes, and my doctor lives in Ecuador. I live in New York, so yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah.